Well, first off, I'd always recommend people have a home that they own, right? It's really important for long-term financial success in life to own a home and put away, you're paying off your mortgage all the time, you're putting away equity. It's a great way to save for your retirement.
And it's tax-free?
And it's tax-free, absolutely. It's a great thing in Canada, amazing.
Hey everyone, it's Lawrence Mack from Remax Realtron here with Cam Forbes, General Manager of Remax Realtron, here to talk about commercial properties and how it differs from residential. Thanks for joining me, Cam.
Yeah, thanks, Lawrence. Great to be here.
Great. So, Cam, can you tell us the difference between residential and commercial properties?
For sure, yeah. I think some people believe it's obvious, the difference, right? But I think it is important just to differentiate, the two types of real estate. So residential, obviously, and I think this is what most people know, is your home. It's where you're going to live. Obviously, a person's going to live there. Commercial properties are, just like they say, is for commercial enterprises, right? So for businesses, it's not a place that people are going to be living in. The neat thing is there's a bit of an intersection between the two. So, and that is, of course, apartment buildings or residential leasing, right? So that's where you're actually providing a home for someone, but the owner is the investor, is looking at it as a commercial property. Right. So it is technically a commercial property, apartment building. So that's broadly the difference. And a residential property is generally valued based on comparative properties in the marketplace, the features and what it has and what it doesn't have versus the competition. And commercial properties are more of an income approach to value. So they really are based on what's the revenue, what's the expense, what's the cash flow associated with it, and that's what the valuation is based on. So that's broadly the difference between the two.
I see. That's great. I guess the next question then, if somebody's looking to invest in either residential or commercial property and they're trying to figure out what's better for them, what would you recommend to them?
Yeah. Well, first off, I'd always recommend people have a home that they own, right? It's really important for long-term financial success in life to own a home and put away, you're paying off your mortgage all the time, you're putting away equity. It's a great way to save for your retirement.
And it's tax-free?
And it's tax-free, absolutely. It's a great thing in Canada, amazing. So that's the first place. But there are a lot of people who own a home and who have paid off their mortgage or have seen the value of their home go up quite a bit. So I'd always recommend to people to consider real estate as an investment opportunity. Easiest and most common is like a condominium apartment or even like a bungalow in the GTA where you can rent out the basement, you can rent out the main floor. There are still good opportunities in the marketplace for people to get a good return on that type of thing. And that's usually the first foray into investing into real estate is that. Then, of course, you get into people who own their own businesses, and they may have a point that they have to operate their business, and so they would also be interested in either a leasing or buying a space for their business, and that's kind of a neat discussion too, just leasing versus buy for small business.
We should do that in another episode.
We should, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, and what about the difference between the actual tenants, so between residential tenants and commercial tenants? What do you say about that?
Sure, yeah. So residential tenancy is dictated by the Residential Tenancies Act. So it's very much rule-driven, law-based, right? In terms of rents, in terms of lease, in terms of increasing rents, maintenance of the property, that sort of thing. So it's a pretty black and white type of relationship. And generally speaking, I know a lot of people sometimes will worry about, tenants that won't pay the rent or that sort of thing. That is very, very rare, right? It's very, very rare that you actually have tenants because it's their home. They obviously want to live there. They don't want to be disrupted in their living. So it's usually a fairly easy relationship, landlord and tenant in a residential situation dictated by the Residential Tenancies Act. Commercial real estate's completely different. There's no application of the Residential Tenancies Act, so it's really just a legal relationship dictated by a lease between landlord and tenant. And so anything can go, right, in terms of lease length, in terms of increases of rent. So it is much more a complicated transaction, and you need to have an expert such as yourself to lead people through it. It's very, very important to understand all the different nuances and all the different things that you can get into with commercial, obviously, real estate.
For sure. Yeah. So it sounds like that about covers everything in terms of residential and commercial. So really, there's pretty big spread between the differences between residential and commercial, whether I guess it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. And at the end of the day, if you have any questions, just give me a call anytime, 416-276-4895. And again, this is Cam Forbes. Thanks a lot for coming here today.
Thank you very much, Lawrence. Great to be here.
Oh, excellent. Talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Bye.